Welcome to the Modern Manager. I am Mamie Canfor Stewart, and today we are talking about the difference between a healthy inner critic and imposter syndrome. These two feelings can often feel the same and be conflated, but it is so important as managers for us to understand the difference so that we can show up effectively for our team members every day. Now, before I dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I share tips and approaches and strategies and all kinds of things to help managers build effective, strong, healthy teams and workplaces. So let's unpack the difference between imposter syndrome and the healthy self-critic. Well, imposter syndrome is a term that has gotten a lot of buzz in the last couple of years. And essentially what it is that feeling that you are a fraud. It is this sense that you've gotten where you are, not because of your strengths or your skills or your capabilities or your accomplishments, but because of luck, because of other people's mistakes, just because of that's how things played out. But it really wasn't because you were deserving. It wasn't because you earned it. It's just because it happened this way. And those kinds of feelings can make you feel like you don't deserve this, you're a fraud. And at any moment, people are going to realize that you shouldn't be in this position, you shouldn't be managing a team, you shouldn't have these responsibilities. Now, the inner critic instead is actually focused on helping you grow and develop and become even better. It's that little voice in your head that is saying, I'm not so sure that I can do this. Maybe I need to learn a little bit more. Maybe I need to gain a little more experience. Maybe I need to ask for help or get some information. And that is a really good thing because it's really focused on how we can improve. It's not backwards looking, saying we don't know what we're doing because something is fundamentally wrong with us. It's forward looking, saying this could be a new stretch or a new growth area. How can I get to that place where I can feel really confident in doing this work? Now, there are moments where that voice in your head can sound really similar between, I don't know what I'm doing, they're going to realize any second, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I think I need to grow or learn or stretch or try something new. Now, in either case, the question that you want to be asking yourself or some of the strategies that you want to use to help move from that place of feeling unsure into a place of feeling confidence, here are 4 strategies that you can use. The first is to practice evidence-based thinking. Make a list of all of your accomplishments. Make a list of your strengths. Make a list of your experiences and your expertise. And then when you're feeling some self-doubt, look at that list. Use it as a way to acknowledge what you've actually accomplished. Acknowledge how much you already know and what your strengths are. And then think about how you can tap into those to prepare yourself for the work that's ahead. And of course, there are going to be things that you need to continue to learn. But so often we have accomplished a lot that we don't even give ourselves credit for. Second strategy is to redefine mistakes as learning opportunities. Perfectionism and imposter syndrome often go hand in hand. And we want to let go of this idea that we should automatically know how to do and be everything. And therefore, if we can't, it must be because we're having imposter syndrome. It must be because we're a fraud. Instead, we want to have a healthy outlook that says, of course, we're not going to know how to do everything. And we are going to make mistakes. And that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with us. It means that we're human and that we are stretching and growing. And so it is okay to acknowledge when you don't know something, and that you need some help, and that you're gonna make mistakes. And then when we do make mistakes or we don't do as good as possible, that's the opportunity for that inner critic to say, great, here's a learning moment. What can we take from this and move forward so that we can be stronger and smarter going forward? The next strategy is to role play with yourself. So often we are harder on ourselves than we are on others. So instead of thinking about yourself, imagine that a friend or a colleague came to you and they have the same experience that you have. They're facing the same responsibilities or situation that you are. What advice would you give them? If you try to look at yourself objectively, might you say, wow, you've actually accomplished a lot. Oh, you have a lot of experience. You have a lot of strengths you can bring to this table. So often when we see ourselves through someone else's eyes, we realize how much more we're capable of than when we focus only looking inwards. And then lastly is to actually go and seek out feedback and mentorship. If you're not sure about something, go ask your team members. What do you see as my strengths? What do you see as my superpowers? Where do you think I could grow or learn a little more? It is surprising how other people view us, and things that we're super unsure of, often other people see as being one of our assets, or things that we think we do really well might turn out to be something that you need to grow in. So whenever you're not feeling so sure, go seek out some support and go seek out some feedback from others and get a more objective view of yourself. Remember, everyone feels out of their depths at some point. It is super common. The vast majority of people experience imposter syndrome throughout their lives, and it is not something that simply goes away just because you've been in your role for a little while. Whenever you get a promotion, you start a new job, you have new responsibilities added to your plate, those are prime moments for imposter syndrome to flare up and for your self-critic to take over. So the next time that you find yourself feeling a little unsure, take a step back, pause, recognize if you're feeling imposter syndrome and let it go. And if you're feeling the self-critic, or shift your imposter syndrome to self-critic and ask yourself, what can I learn? What can I draw upon from my past experiences, my strengths, so I can make the best of this moment and use it as a learning opportunity? For more tips on navigating imposter syndrome, as well as how to be a rockstar manager with a thriving team, make sure you check out my website, themodernmanager.com. And while you're here, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video, and check out my latest.